Negotiating your salary can be one of the most stressful parts of the hiring process. What are your salary expectations? Do you know how to answer this without jeopardizing your chance at a job offer, yet be true to yourself and your value? In this video, I'll teach you 4 steps to negotiating the salary you want and deserve. Hi there, I'm Stacey Davidson, founder and CEO of Virtual Job Search Coach, creator of Power Up Your Job Search program, and on this channel I teach techniques and strategies to help you determine, pursue, and land your dream job. Negotiation is an art and a science, and some would even say it's a skill because you can learn it. There are dozens of great books on negotiation, but I'm going to give you my crib notes version of how to negotiate your salary and overall compensation. Salary negotiation is a big deal and a big topic, so I'm going to break this down into 4 steps and give you some of my guidelines around accepting, rejecting, and confirming an offer. Before we get started, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I put out 1 video a week. So tap that notification bell so you're the first to know when my next video is out. Step 1 in negotiating salary is understanding. The thought of negotiating may feel uncomfortable. It does involve some risk, and you may view it as a win or lose situation. Knowledge of the basic components of negotiation can help you avoid an attitude which can be counterproductive to the spirit of negotiating. Here are 5 things you need to know and be prepared for. Number 1, communication. This begins with strategic thinking, presentation skills, confidence, and patience. Requesting a higher salary because I'm a fast learner is not a justifiable reason to an employer. Examples of outstanding workplace achievements, meaningful contributions, breadth of knowledge, or unique skills that you bring to the role or team are appealing and what you want to focus on communicating. Number 2, factual information. Be prepared to research. Any lawyer will tell you the key to presenting a strong case in the courtroom is in the hours of preparation. And if you've watched some of my other videos, you've no doubt heard my motto that job search and interview success is about 75% preparation and 25% execution. The same goes for negotiating salary. Networking with others is a great way to gather information. Research via websites may be informative, but don't rely on it exclusively. Most salary surveys are gathered from very large organizations in urban cities, from employment agencies and government statistics, so they don't always relate closely enough to your personal situation. Number 3, strategic thinking. I recommend that you don't initiate the topic of salary or benefits at your first interview. You need to determine the interviewer's communication style and decision-making behavior. As the interview unfolds, you may get a sense of whether your negotiating style should be straightforward, fact for fact based on research, or a more relaxed and ambiguous way of drawing out the figures. And you'll be in a stronger negotiating position if you wait until you receive a job offer. Number 4, genuine interest. Demonstrate sincere interest in the job and the organization. An employer isn't interested in discussions with you if you appear to be job shopping. And number 5, patience. Negotiations may require a series of meetings or communications and may involve you making a counteroffer, which I'll talk about more in a few minutes. Plan your strategy to cover as many positive outcomes as you can think of. Step number 2 is planning. You need to know what it is you want. If you don't already know, there is more to wages than the money. Draw out a little grid like this and fill in the following: salary, benefits, indirect benefits, perks, personal values, and resources. In the salary box, write down the amount of money you need to pay the bills. Then write the figure you want to earn. In the benefits box, list things like whether or not the company gives paid medical or health benefits, or if it's cost shared. Paid medical generally represents $2 to $5 an hour in value. Do they have paid or extended vacations, RRSP matching, stock options? In the indirect benefits, you want to list things like, do they have flexible hours, the telecommuting, transportation costs, free parking, paid personal days? Then in the perks box, you want to list things like cell phone, a fitness membership, professional dues, paid parking, or a company car. In the personal values box, what is or is not important to you? List things like reputation, ethics, safety, or healthy workplace, extended overtime demands. And in the resources box, list things like what do you need from an employer to do your best, such as training, professional development, or current technology. If you're a senior level manager, executive, or specialist, you may want to negotiate more than Employment Standards Act severance in the case of a termination or downsizing within 2 years of being hired. Step number 3 is awareness. An employer may probe your salary expectations by asking a simple question like, what was your last salary? It's your personal choice whether to disclose or not. You can be straightforward and give the amount as an hourly rate, a monthly rate, or an annual amount. If your preference is not to disclose, you could respond with something like this. In view of a signed confidentiality agreement or non-disclosure agreement with my previous employer, I'm not at liberty to disclose, but what I can share is my 3 to 5 year average, which is blank. Or, I'm not at liberty to disclose specifics, but what I can share based on my skills and experience is that my salary expectations for this role would be in the range of blank. Your last salary may not reflect the role or industry you are currently applying for. So if you want my personal opinion, I wouldn't disclose your last salary. You don't want the potential employer to eliminate you because you made more in your past job than what they can offer, or less than you deserve because you made less based on industry, role, or geographic location. Not all employers are fair and ethical in their hiring practices. The most common question you can expect during the hiring process is, what are your salary expectations? Here's how you see the picture. Where the range is $80,000 to $90,000, you will expect to get $92,000 or even $96,000. Here's how the employer sees it. $88,000 is the midpoint in the range, and they're immediately doing the mental math to get you to the $80,000 or maybe even up to the $84,000. Wherever the middle of the range sits, the employer wants to negotiate left of center, and you'd prefer to hear figures right of center. Step 4 is technique. In order to develop your presentation skills on the issue of discussing salary, you need to be confident. By going through steps 1, 2, and 3, you're now able to take a business-like approach. Never approach salary negotiation from your personal need. Approach it from what is in it for the employer to hire me, and speak to those needs and values. Create a solid answer to the interviewer's probing or direct question, such as you can see from the research I've done using similar job postings, some website analysis, and taking into account my degree of experience in this field, I placed the range between $62,000 and $70,000. Would this be in line with your thoughts? Or, I'm new to this area. My salary history is based on cities where the range would be $68,000 to $80,000. My local labor market research tells me the range here would be between $48,500 and $52,400. And in view of my 6 years of experience, I'd place myself at the midpoint of this range, which is in the area of $50,000 to start. Or if you're a new university grad, it could be something like this. As I'm entering this field for the first time, I'm happy to start at an entry-level rate that you suggest, and after I've proved my value as an employee, perhaps there would be an opportunity to discuss an increase to that starting rate. If you sense that there's no more money or improvement on the benefits or perks package, you could respond with something like this. I'm willing to accept what you're currently offering in anticipation that after 6 months, we can review my performance and look at a 2 to 3% increase. There could be other negotiable issues if the salary is fixed. Some benefits packages involve flexible options. Try asking for an extra week of paid vacation or a week without pay. Companies whose cash flow is not steady enough to offer large benefits may be able to offer flexible work hours, time off, annual bonuses, or some work from home options. Some occasions may require a counter-proposal letter. If this is the case, structure your letter like this. The first paragraph, begin with a statement of interest. This is critical in setting up the tone and direction of the negotiation. Thank the employer for the job offer. Include some key benefit statements of how you intend to make a direct and immediate or long-term positive impact on the organization. The second paragraph, state the items offered and either indicate agreement or your counteroffer. And your concluding paragraph could go something like this. I would be happy to meet with you to discuss any of the above items in more detail, and I offer this letter with a sincere willingness to negotiate. ABC Company remains my employer of choice and one in which I plan to build my future and contribute to the highest possible level. Now, here are some guidelines in accepting or rejecting an offer. If you have questions on any aspect of the offer or the job, clarify. Ask for time to review and indicate when you expect to make your decision. If your offer is with Company A and you prefer Company B, you can advise B that an offer has been extended to you, but that your interest lies with them and you'd like to know the current status. If your offer is in writing, review the important facts such as salary, hours of work, title, vacation allowance, expenses, etc., and accept in writing. Confirming the offer. If you accept an offer by telephone, ask for written confirmation. The letter should contain the job title, start date, salary, and benefits information, vacation allowance, and any other details agreed to. This can be a legally binding document and protects you should the person who hired you leave the organization, avoiding any verbal agreements. If you do not receive anything in writing, you can send the employer a letter of understanding, in which you take the initiative to itemize what was agreed upon. Unless the employer contradicts any points, this is a legally binding document. Whether a letter or contract, keep a signed copy for your records. I hope these tips and strategies help you when negotiating your next job offer. If you like what you learned in this video today, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and if you have a friend or family member who's looking for work, share this video with them. And if you're currently looking for work, here are some of my top videos you might also like. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.